During my father's shiva, I get a call from the Navy recruiter. And he says, what do you want to do? And I said, look, do me a favor. Leave my name in the book, but I'll reach out to you or you'll reach out to me in about a year or so. And I told him my father had passed away. I'm the eldest son in the family. We need to get some things sorted out and I'll be in touch. And he said, okay, fine. And it was about a year, maybe 16 months later. I grew that much more unsatisfied on my job. And I walked right into Navy Recruiting District Headquarters of New York, which was in the next town over from where I was teaching. And I said, okay, here's my education resume and here's my corporate resume. What can I do for you? And their first words were, well, you have to take a test. I said, I took the test. It's in your records. Call somebody who has them. And they look at me and it's like, who is this guy? And the recruiter picked up the phone and called him. I told him when I took it, where I took it. He said, oh, yeah, Balaban, social. Yeah, here's the scores. And the recruiter's eyes went like that. And he hangs up the phone and he looks at me, he says, Ed, pick a program. That was late 81.
This was the entrance into, and you had some buddies along the way, and you finally got in where you'd wanted to do. You fought to get there. You finally got there. You're an officer. When we talk about a concept of crossing the threshold, the idea is, remember the Wizard of Oz, Toto, this isn't Kansas anymore?
Mm-hmm.
What was that point when you realized, okay, you're in a different world?
I think that moment occurred roughly maybe 4.5 years later.
Mm-hmm.
My first ship had problems. I was there for about a year. And I'm standing at quarterdeck watch, and I get a call. Phone call comes into the ship. I answered it, and it's my detailer. And he's saying, listen, we need to get you off that ship. Because I didn't have anybody really mentoring me. My chief left within the first month, tank landing ship. So we were always at, 2/3 of the crew, and we still had the same maintenance and everything else to get through. So it was always an uphill battle. So I had, nobody helping me out, per se, nobody mentoring me. So I think somebody said, this guy doesn't even have a fighting chance. I aged out earlier this year because mandatory retirement age is 68. I was eligible to be promoted to captain, but it literally didn't pay. Literally and figuratively did not pay. What it would cost me to repipe my uniforms and to get the various uniform accoutrements, I'd still be in a hole because there was no money to pay anybody to pay 06s.
So we talked about the crossing the threshold was that, 4 years into the Navy with that
yes,
that first ship that had problems.
And I can distinctly remember the moment I had just passed my officer of the deck underway board on Theodore Roosevelt. And it was shortly after 11 a.m. Very formal pilot house. You had to stand at the door, in the door threshold, and request permission to enter the pilot house. And I did. And the guy I was going to relieve looks at me with a gleam in his eye and he says, did you? I said, yeah, I'm your relief. And you could just hear the rest of the bridge team. A silent cheer went up.